I broke into the sports industry by talking to as many people as possible who were either deeply entrenched within it or at least had connections there. And I think that's the advice I'd give is talk to people, understand the business. I left university and knew I wanted to work in sports, but didn't really understand how it was set up, the commercial reality of it, the different players within rights holders, agencies, sports governing bodies, etc. So really finding out exactly what is involved is important. There's no good just sitting in an interview saying I like sport and I want to work here, because that doesn't differentiate you from the next person. You need to find an area that you're really comfortable with, that fits your skills and capabilities, and really home in on that in order to get forward, I think, with an organisation. What inspired me within the sports industry is I love sport. I know that's a cliche, but I'm a mad keen football, golf, rugby, cricket fan, amongst a whole heap of other things. So working with something that you're passionate about is actually relatively easy. I happen to work on a brand that I'm very proud to work for, and I guess the connection between beer and sport is fantastic, and that's why I love what I do. In terms of the biggest influence, or in terms of advice, again, I would say to listen and to learn. There's a lot of influential people within the industry who are, if you approach them and show them the respect and are willing to learn from them, they will give you their time. And I guess that's where I was lucky, and hopefully I've been able to do that with some people who've influenced my career, is actually learn from them and take that learnings into my job and my role, no matter at what stage of my career I was at. I guess my proudest moment would be when I got the job now working for Heineken, which I currently do. I'd worked in the UK role for a number of years and really wanted to expand my horizons and work on an international brand across a whole portfolio of different properties and across a number of different markets. And that opportunity has allowed me to travel the world. It's allowed me to experience many different events, different cultures, different ways of marketing. And I guess that'd be my proudest moment. I think to have conviction. If you look at the great leaders within the sports industry, dating back from the Mark McCormacks of the world, these people had a conviction, had an idea, and really went for it, and were prepared to take risks, to listen, to learn. There's a whole heap of different stakeholders out there, and if you can learn from as many of them as possible and take all the best practices and put it into your everyday life, then I think you can only be successful. I think I'd have to say there's been a number of people. I've been lucky enough to work for a number of great bosses, but I'd probably say Karen Earl. I worked for Karen's agency, now known as Synergy, then previously Karen Earl Sponsorship, and she ran an agency that I think were at the forefront of the sponsorship industry, particularly in the UK, and extremely supportive and a lovely lady who was prepared to give a lowly junior account executive, as I was then, her time and her advice and counsel. So I'd probably say Karen.